Hello YouTube, this is William. Welcome to a Sunday. We're going to set up a fire pit that I got from Langley Manufacturing. And there will be some details in the description below of how to contact them. They have different sizes and they can also put your logo in it like they've done mine. And if you talk to Dusty, Dusty can give you all the details as far as the gauge of the steel, pricing, and all of that good stuff. Alright, I'm just here to show you what it's about. Okay, so they also make a little collapsible fire barbecue pit, I guess you could call it, grill or whatever. That once we get a bed of coals up, we're going to try it as well. Now this is not backpack equipment. This is not light stuff. Okay, this is heavy gauge stainless steel, so it's got some weight to it. But for truck campers, this is ideal stuff, man. This is right down my alley for groups and gatherings and things like that. So I'm gonna set this up and see what we got. Stick with me. Wow, that was easy. There you go. See, they all interlock together. You see my logo on the front? You turn it around, it's backwards right now. No, all backwards. There we go. There it is. Now, this is perfect for groups and gatherings and truck camping and things like that, where you can't have an open fire. You have to have a fire pit. It cuts down on the smoke, because if you have a backdraft on a fire pit, the smoke doesn't follow you, because it has something to do with air currents. So that would be perfect for that. Or even in your backyard. You just don't want to leave it set up all the time. You can take it down very easily, put it in storage. When you want a fire in the backyard, pull it out. Matter of minutes, you're back up and running. So I think it's a great idea. It's a great concept. So let's build a fire. I'll take this chance to use my Woodsman's Finest Wayfarer's axe, carving axe. Man, I really like the balance of this. And again, I'll put the link to his website below. He used to get these from Lithuania, I think. From a forge in Lithuania is where this one came from, I think. Somewhere in one of the Russian provinces. But man, the quality on this is just unreal. It's just phenomenal. So anyway, I just checked his website and all I saw was a head. They didn't have the handle. But this is an ash handle that they sent this. And man, I tell you what, just looking at this and feeling the balance and everything and the sharpness, I mean, this ain't like a razor blade. See there? So anyway, a lot of people has made the comment about batoning, my videos on batoning and all this. Well, I do it for precise splits and all this other stuff. Says, well, yeah, batoning is good for that, but the knife is not. Okay, so baton your axe, your hatchet. You get the same results, but with a better tool, a more robust tool, some tool that's actually meant for that. Okay. You still have the same control, same safety aspects of it. You're just using a tool that's more robust, that is not going to have stress fractures and all this other stuff because you're beating on it. See there? You get the same results. Precise splits, control splits, more of a safety. It's safer than swinging an axe in a crowd. So there you go. To be honest, folks, I see no reason to beat on a knife. No reason at all. There is no reason for it. If you really watch the old hands that on knife skills and things like that, very rarely do they beat on a knife. Now, I have seen them take real fine stuff like this and split it down, but as far as taking something like this and using a knife to split it, I've never seen an old woodsman do that. They always have a belt axe or something to do that type of task with it. And you know, even when they're doing this, splitting kindling, and they're holding it, I mean, I've seen them do it that way too. But again, batoning an axe is probably the safest way to do that. Okay. See that little feather. That's pretty good. I mean, it's not those control feathers you're going to get with a knife, but it does all right. Okay. See if we can get it going with this. Exotac leather. Wood's damper than I thought. We had a lot of rain, so let me go get some fat wood and we'll try it again. There we go. It's coming on now. Just a couple small little pieces of fat wood. That's why it's important to have stuff like that in your kit. Could I have started the fire without it? Yeah, it'd just been a lot more fire prep, a lot more work, and you know. So that just means more calories and all that good stuff. But a little piece of fat wood and we're off and running. See all the smoke? Fire's still damp, wood's still damp even though it's been under a shed. That's how much humidity's been in there. So let's set up and try out the little Wayfarer carving axe. Really looking forward to that. I only strop my woodworking tools. I like a fairly polished edge on my woodworking tools. Now, general use, general purpose knives, I don't, for many reasons. So the polished edge does not last as long as a rougher edge. But a polished edge cuts very fine, and it cuts immediately when you touch it. A rough edge, you have to drag it. So on woodworking, you're touching the wood and curling. You're not dragging a lot of times, especially on spoon knives. So a polished edge works great on wood carving. But for me, it's not as good as a rough edge for a general purpose because a rougher edge lasts longer and seems to cut better slicing wise. If that makes sense. And I always got my thumb out of the way because if it slips, then it doesn't get into me. And this is green red oak. It was a limb that fell in the backyard during the storm. So use it for something, for firewood and such. Don't want it to go to waste. This spoon knife is from, I think it's Pine Tree Forge. Is where I got it. It's a very good spoon knife. It's actually more of a crooked knife, or more suited for a crooked knife, because it's got a little bit of longer edge there, like a crooked knife. But the bevel's on the side like a spoon knife. There's still a lot of confusion as to what is a crooked knife and what is a spoon knife. A crooked knife has a straightened part. It has a little curve, and it's for doing planing of wood and stuff like that. Like a Nakatogan is a crooked knife. Whereas a spoon knife does spoons. It just does bowls and stuff. So there is a difference between the two. A lot of people ask me, since I don't do custom work anymore, where can I get a crooked knife? And Ben Orford does some fantastic work. If you look on his website, he's in the UK, but again, I've used some of his spoon knives and even some of his crooked knives, and they're pretty good. Not bad at all. This Pine Tree, I haven't had it that long, but it seems to hold a edge very well. And I haven't seen any chips or anything. I've used it in some pretty tough stuff. You have to put your own handle on, which is not a big deal for me. I'd rather do my own handle anyway. And so if you're into that sort of thing, because all they're going to ship you is just the blade and a little tang on it. But doing a handle is fairly simple. It's just a matter of watching a few YouTube videos. There's plenty of them out there. See, I like that part there where it can get in there and do those gentle slopes for a spoon. I think that's very handy. It's already a pretty good bowl right there. A lot of times I see people carving spoons, their bowl's too deep. For me anyway. I mean, I may like a deep bowl. I don't care for it though. See, on this, I mean, you got the curve that you can actually curve, make round corners like a crooked knife. Whereas a lot of the spoon knives, you can't do that. So I think it's a very good design that Pine Tree has. Around those corners off. So Yeah, I like it. It's a very good design there. What that longer point is good for is to get in there and do those cleaver like cuts. Get a little power behind it. Like so. A good carving axe should feel more like a, or for me anyway, I can't say for general public, because I mean I'm no expert in carving by any means, but I enjoy it. To me, a good carving axe, of course, everything that I use has to be balanced, and the balance on this one is right there where you'd expect it to be. So I don't even know if he offers these anymore. I ordered this one probably about 2 months ago, and I just got it. But man, I'll tell you what, you can sure tell the difference in a good quality carving axe. A lot of them are too heavy. I don't know what this one weighs, but I would say probably around a pound maybe. I'll see if I can't. I'll weigh it, and I'll put the poundage in the description, how much it weighs. But you want a little bit of weight, but you don't want a whole lot. So it's kind of a catch-22, because the heavier the tool, the less effort it is, because you let the weight of the tool do the work. All you're doing is lifting and letting it fall where you want it to fall. If that makes sense. But if it's too heavy, and it's just cumbersome to do the fine detail work. So I think he's got like 3 different sizes. This is the Wayfarer's. It's more like a pack carving axe, if you will. I think it's a perfect size because it's still, you saw me do the fire prep with it. It's still big enough to do kindling and things like that, but and do a lot of your heavier chopping chores. I mean, I wouldn't want to fell a tree with it, but you know, for kindling and things like that, a little bit of firecraft, I think it's a great little axe for that as well. Because many of the carving axes, the head on it's real thin right here, whereas this one has it's a convex, but it's more of a Scandivex than it is a convex, because it's a Scandi blade, but yeah, it's convexed. So that 52-100 ball bearing steel, pretty good. It's got a good heat treat on it. Hear that ring? I mean, this is green wood, but still, you saw me chop through that red oak. It shaves a little bit, not like it did though, but it's still got a good edge on it. Yeah, I like this little hatchet. I've gone through, I got a closet full of closet hatchet, trying to find the right one. I think this is the right one. A lot of them, the head is too round. And it wants to dig in. You try to carve and it just sticks in the wood. You have to constantly drag it out. This one has the right curve, but it doesn't stick in the wood. I like it. Because it does, I mean, you're constantly trying to wiggle it out. This one, I mean, it just doesn't do it. But it's got enough of a curve to carve very well. He did a very good design. Another thing is the handles are too small. Your hand constantly squeezing trying to find the hand. That right there where the sweet spot is, just hits that hand just perfect. It's kind of oval, so it doesn't get twisted. Finish too, it's not really So if you're in a market to get a carving axe, they're hard to find. It's just good. And I've never had the pleasure of using his axe. Although I always want to. I'm on his list to get chicken. Yeah, I like it. Red oak is not the best carving wood in the world. It being green does help. People say they want a carving knife. Well, this little Nessie will do all of it. It's a great little carver. Got that butcher's little tip right there. Got a fine point on it. Tell you what, it's just a fantastic little companion knife. And that multi-grind right there just lends itself to a lot of uses very well. See that thumb right there is just a natural place. A little nest hump. Put your thumb there for them lever cuts. Little push cuts. And that Scandi portion right there just hogs a wood off. You get into that real finer apex right there portion of that Scandi, and it just slices and dices better than Ginsu knives. Y'all remember the Ginsu knives? It slices, it dices. A little sandpaper on that. A little bit of mineral oil. There you go. To go along with the packable or collapsible fire ring, Langley Manufacturing also has come out with this packable grill, and this is the small one. They have 3 different sizes, and again, I'll put the contact information below and a few more details on it, but I'm going to show you how this thing goes together. I've used it once before, and it's not a pack grill because, I mean, it's got a little bit of weight to it because it's stainless steel. But as far as truck camping and things like that, and gatherings, and then it's ideal for things like that. It's easy storage and easy set up. When you first get it, I mean, you can have your logo put in there and all kinds of stuff. You can have it customized, and this is just one that they let me use to test out and prototype for them. They've made some improvements since this one. So this is, like I said, one of the prototypes, and that just slides in like that. The other side slides in like so, and the other side slides in. It's a little fiddly, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that difficult at all. There we go. And see, once you get that done, it takes a little bit of time to learn it. But you put your coals in that in the bottom down here, and this grate right here, which can be removed and put back on at your leisure, is what locks it into place. Now on the newer versions or the later versions, they have rolled this edge to give it a little bit more rigidity. So they have made some improvements already, and so we're going to take this over to the fire pit. We're going to put some stakes on it, and we're going to put some coals in there and cook them up. Okay, get some coals here from my pit, my fire ring. We're going to put them right in there. They want them old coals right there. They put out some heat. Okay, that should do it right there. I'm going to put some ribeyes on there. And these are just seasoned up with some olive oil and pepper and a little bit of garlic herb, salt, onion. Put those on there. Let them cook up. Okay, steak's been sizzling on there for just a couple of minutes. Turn them over right there. Oh man, that's gonna be some good eating right there. Simple as that. Okay, we're gonna flip them one more time. For a couple of minutes, and that should be just perfect. Here's the sizzle. And this is the smallest size. They have what they call, this is the 4 burger, they have a 6 burger, and they have an 8 burger. So it just depends on what size family you want to cook for. But this is a perfect thing. I mean, it totally disassembles as you see. And it you can put it in the dishwasher. The dishwasher safe. It is stainless steel. It's not going to rust on you. I've used charcoal in it. This is coals from a fire pit. So it's very versatile. I think it's a great design myself. Of course, it's going to go in my little camper, and we'll use it around the shop a little bit, cook some burgers on it. And of course, my fire pit, they'll leave it out here and use it around the shop. And also, when I go on gatherings, whenever we get to do that again, then I'll take it with me there, so we'll have a little fire pit to use. And so anyway, yeah, I think both of these concepts is just it's great. It's simple, it's effective, it's useful. It ticks all the boxes for me. You know, things that work, and these certainly do that. And give them a call. Call Dusty. The contact information is below. A little bit more details in the description box. So give them a call and see what they got. I'm sure that they'll have a size that fits you. So we're going to get these steaks off and we're going to chow down. Alright, now for the taste test. Oh man, that looks good. Yeah. You gonna bite? Man, that's good. Juicy. I mean, just look at that juice. That's just right for a ribeye sandwich right there. Save some of this fat for the puppy. She likes that fat. Oh man, you want a fire pit background? Good stuff. Oh man, if your mouth ain't watering over this, there's something wrong with you. You need to go to the doctor. Ain't nothing like a good steak cooked over coals. Oh man. All right. We'll take the rest of this in the house and see if Mom and Dad wants a bite. I doubt it. They don't care too much for steak. Dad can't eat it, but Mom she just doesn't like steak too much. But anyway, I'm gonna get me a baked tater and maybe another fixing or two, and this right here ain't bad by itself, I tell you. Check out Langley. I don't think they have it on their website, but give them a call. Like I say, they have different sizes of the pits. They have different sizes of the little barbecue grills, the little grills, just about any size to fit your needs. Another thing is they're easy to work with and to fabricate what you need. So I use them quite a bit on a lot of things. So they water jet my blades for me, my blanks. And they do a lot of things that I need. They've done some logos for me for the shop and some things like that. So just a phenomenal company to work with. And I appreciate them letting me use these things and try them out, because they definitely work. They do work, and they work very well. So if you do a lot of car camping and truck camping and groups and gatherings, once this, whatever it is over, and then this is something that you really want to look at is adding to your truck kit, because it opens the door for so many other things that you can use them for. Anyway, they're just a great piece of gear. Check them out, and I hope you enjoyed this video for a Sunday afternoon. I need to go do some yard work now, and we'll catch you guys again. Be sure and get in the backyard, cook you up a steak, whittle on a stick, serve you a spoon, and until the next one, you guys be safe, and teach a child, and take plenty of Band-Aids and lots of knives. Catch you again soon.